Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Gentleman's Dialogue. We figured we'd do something a little different today. Normally, we're inside on set, but you know what? I was like, Solo, let's do something in the natural, bro. Let's do something outside, and let's just give it a different feel. Sometimes different feel will kind of create a whole nother level of artistry, so to speak, or creativity.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't even come up with a subject matter, but we just on the fly today. So hey, before we get into the show, you know how we have to do it. I gotta welcome my sidekick, my homie Solo the Don. Solo,
Yo,
bruh, first of all, thanks for making a sacrifice, bruh. Come and set up in a whole different vibe, whole different environment. So yeah, bro.
it's all good, man. I mean, I'm glad that we're finally able to get into these things because I mean, we've been saying for the longest that we're gonna do things different and we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just putting our own signature on it. So now as things come together, people can see what that signature looks like and get an idea and a feel for, where this thing is headed as we keep moving, man. But no, it's all good, bro. I'm happy to be here as always. And tell us what you guys think. You like it or you love it. It's either one or the other. So
And look, and based on feedback, so what we eventually like to do is invite a handful of hand-picked individuals,
right.
come in, sit down with us, podcast with us. Look, we'll have food, we'll have drinks, champagne for those, mimosas, bottled water, Gatorade,
Yeah.
Sprite Zero, whatever tickles your palate, we'll have it here for, like I said, just a handful of us.
Yeah.
Come sit down, chop it up, fellowship, but record it. Let's have real conversation. We can talk about stuff that really matters to people,
Right.
both men and women. And that is that conversation where it's not just the fellas chopping it up,
Yeah.
and it's not just the ladies chopping it up.
Right.
We can coexist in the same environment and have conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of times that type of conversation is the one that allows people to get a better understanding of the other.
Right.
So yeah, so that's coming up in the very near future.
Yeah.
It,
And I love it because didn't mean to cut you off,
oh no, you're
but
good. You're
I
good.
mean it's like, like you said earlier, we're making history. Because one of the most interesting things about the world and technology is sometimes like I'm on YouTube and I come across a video. The video could be from like 4 or 5 years ago. But when you look at it, just because it was recorded, it's almost like I guess the modern way of recording history so people can see, they can pick up on the conversations. It might be some information that we drop for them that they may need 5 years from now
Yeah,
in the future.
yeah.
So it's amazing, man. Like,
Because good information has no time limit or time frame,
right,
right?
right.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, it's we're literally making history, man. So
And if you'd like to be, involved, one of the guests to come and chill out with us. We'll even though yeah, weather's still, it's warm because it's humid as shit out here right now. Just so y'all, I'm sure you know.
oh yeah.
But at the same time, it's still all good. Man, we got a couple fans going. It's gonna cool off in a second. But if you'd like to be, one of the handful to come through and just come kick it with us one evening on set, hit us up at gentlemansdialogue@gmail.com. Just a one line sentence. What would make you a good individual to come in and sit and chop it up with us? Tell us just one sentence. We don't need a paragraph, and then we'll pick a handful of people and we'll set up a date. We'll have some, like I said, we'll have some food catered in. We'll have a bartender here. Again, bartender will serve you water too. If you drink water, that's fine. So,
Right.
it's no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah.
But we will have bourbon. We'll have mimosas. We'll have wine. Whatever. Whatever tickles your fancy. So, we kind of we went off script today.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, don't have a subject matter. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Let's just go with the flow. we'll probably jump into a few things. I think first thing, kind of a order of business in a sense. As we go through these, these hot months, I always believe I try to look at every little detail in life, especially when it comes to finances, right?
Right.
Just kind of a public service announcement, because it's hot. Check your vehicles. Make sure your car has coolant in it, and some say coolant, others identify it as antifreeze.
Yeah.
Check the pressure on your tires. Look at all 4 of your tires. Sometimes you can look at your tires and they may be on the outside, you see there's tread. But sometimes they will wear uneven on the inside where you don't really get to see, and your tires will be worn out down to the metal. Hate for you to be on the expressway and have a blowout simply because you didn't check your tires.
Man, for real. Because when we say check your tires, we mean look at them from one end to the other, outside to inside. Because I remember one time, my homegirl came to see me, and we were just talking. But when she pulled up, her car was kind of like wobbling just a little bit.
Okay.
And it's like, it wasn't like bad, but if you were paying attention, you would notice it.
Yeah, sure.
When I looked at her tires on the probably about within from the outside to about an inch in, they look brand new.
Yep.
Looked like they had no tread. But the further we got toward the inside where you can't really see, it got balder and balder.
Yeah.
She had wires. I was like, no, you need to tomorrow morning, the first thing you need to do is go get you a tire and get you an alignment done.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point there.
On this hot pavement,
Man,
it's not forgiving. For
real.
It's not forgiving. Have your ACs checked, just to make sure pressure is good with your Freon. And look, you can do this yourself, actually.
Oh yeah.
Most people can reach what is called the low valve outlet under your hood. Sometimes it's blue. Sometimes you have a blue one and a black one. Usually the blue is the low. It'll have an L on it. The other one usually it's black. It'll have an H on it.
Okay.
L is where you put your Freon in. You can go to Walmart. You can go to O'Reilly's. You can go basically any major store.
Yeah.
Get a can of Freon. For those of you who may be new at doing it and you may not have your gauge already, buy the one that already has the gauge attached to it. You literally can crank your car up. I always say connect the valve first.
Yeah.
Crank your car up, turn the AC on high. Go and look at that valve, and it'll tell you it'll be either in the green, the red, or the yellow. If it's below the green, that means you need Freon. Hold the can upside down, squeeze the gauge just a little bit at a time, maybe 5 seconds at a time. Stop. Look at the gauge until you're sitting in the middle of the green, which typically is almost kind of close to 12 o'clock on the gauge.
Gotcha.
When you get there, you've added enough Freon. Now, if it's in the yellow and the red, that's a whole nother issue. It means it's too much pressure in it, and it's too much information to try to cover in this podcast. However,
Gotcha.
if you need the information, hit me up. gentleman'sdialogue@gmail.com. I'll send you tips and let you know exactly what you need to do to get that issue resolved as well. So
Nice.
look, listen, ladies, and I say this out of love. There are a lot of single women out here who struggle day to day, and I'm not talking financially struggling. A different kind of struggle, right? A lot of women don't have anybody that can, cut the grass. They don't have anybody that can help fix stuff in the house. Yeah. Whether it be a dishwasher or washing machine or just changing out your faucets, in the bathrooms, in the kitchen, the washers when they start dripping. Somebody who can, literally tighten up the cabinets and put in screws and nails in the decks. Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're out here sleeping with a man and your grass hasn't been cut, you got a problem. I'm trying to address the subject because it's a touchy subject. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say it in a way that is not offensive.
Yeah, it's coming from a place of love.
Because listen, I know too many women out here that are getting their back broke
Yeah.
Right? No, by the same dude, too. I'm not talking about all this, jumping around, but, you might be in a casual relationship. It may be, long term, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's no reason why, if you're with a man like that, your gas tank should not be on E.
Yeah.
Your grass should be cut. You shouldn't be struggling to carry a 125-pound trash can to the curb. And I'm not going to go any deeper than that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had a conversation with someone today that just made that I had to get that off of my chest.
And I mean, the good thing is, I would say, like, to the ladies listening to this, use what Steve just said as like a unit of measure. Like, take what he said and compare it to the guy that you're dealing with, because that'll give you like a rough idea. Really, it'll do two main things. One, it'll give you a rough idea of the type of guy that you're dealing with.
Yep.
And that'll let you know, okay, well, do I need to readjust, or, oh, if it's a situation like, oh yeah, my man does that and something, then great. But it lets you know what that guy thinks about you.
Yep.
Because especially if you're at the stage where, y'all are like bumping uglies, then that's when things change, right? And I mean, even if you can kind of see the difference between husband material and fun time material.
Right.
Because when you start doing that, feelings, I know as much as we say, men don't have emotions and stuff, but there is an extent where feelings are involved now and it gets serious, right?
That changes things.
It does. Yeah, exactly.
For both good and in bad ways.
Yeah.
Right? It does. But to your point, it does. It should kind of set a level of measurement for you.
Yeah.
And if you have this, women, and if you're dealing with this guy that, doesn't know how to do anything, it's already, first of all, that's bad enough. There are too many men out here that just don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are dealing with that type of man, at least mess with the type of man that if he doesn't know how to do it, he has the money to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah, for
You know what I
real.
mean?
Yeah. Right.
Ultimately, it's got to be one of the two. You shouldn't.
Mhm.
And if you got a guy coming to your house all the time, you should be dealing with a man that understands the details.
Yeah.
If he comes to your house, you shouldn't have to ask him to fix something. It should be innate.
Right.
That should be a given, something that is in him that, look, he goes to I go to the cabinet, go get me a glass of water, right?
Yep.
And I notice cabinet is loose. There's no reason in the world why I should close that cabinet back
Yeah.
and go sit down with my water. I got to fix this cabinet. Matter of fact, before I finish getting this glass of water, then let me go out to the car and get my tools.
Yeah.
And then what that should prompt the man to do is say, okay, go get my electric screwdriver, joop, joop, joop. Boom, that's fixed.
Yeah.
Now, let me check them all. There are 3 or 4 that were loose. Let me fix these for you. Then while I'm at it, it's like I should be like, well, you know what? Let me just kind of tour around and see if there, anything that needs to be made. In other words, I shouldn't just be your physical body-to-body maintenance man.
Yeah.
I should be able to also help you maintenance stuff that you need help with.
Right.
I should be checking out your car. I should be looking at your car. And not only should I be checking your car, but I should teach you how to check it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Look, we may not stay together forever, but at least I need to leave you with some stuff that you can take forward with you.
Yeah.
That will help you going forward.
Right.
A lot of women, didn't have that dad around to show them how to check their oil.
That's real.
Their oil, change a tire. Women need to know these skills.
Yeah.
And I do know, I get it. Yeah, to me, that is a man's responsibility. But I still think that a woman should be taught these things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You never hopefully get in a fight, but hell, you still need to know how to.
Okay.
So
That's real, man. That's real.
You hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst.
There you go.
In other words.
Absolutely, man. Because and that's a good point, because I remember, like, anytime I get with one of my exes, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like just something in me, but I always look at it like your point exactly. Even if we're not together forever, or even that long of a term. I don't know. It's like personally, I try to do things. I just have this like leave her better off than she was before I got with her mindset.
Excellent, man. That's excellent.
You know,
And you know what? That's an excellent point. If you're in a relationship and it ends, if that person isn't a better person
yeah,
after that relationship, you failed. And that's both. I think the women should make the men better,
yeah,
and the men should make the women better.
yeah,
If
absolutely.
you come out of a relationship and you're not a better person and you're only a broken person, that was a failed relationship, bro. Yeah, that's a fair. I didn't say hurt, because breakup and separation creates hurt.
right.
I'm not saying hurt. I said broken,
Yeah,
because broken is something that now that's your spirit
right.
when you're broken. That's not just, I'm emotionally sad, I'll be okay in a few weeks or a month or whatever, and no time frame for it. Just throwing out just to get the point across.
Right.
But yeah, you should not be broken. And if you're not a better person, then that relationship was a failure. And that's where you have to also step back. We're too often we blame the other person for the failed relationship.
Right.
Sometimes we need to take a step back and look in the mirror and see, what could I have done better?
Right.
Was a lot of this my fault? And if it was, what did I do that caused the problem? What did I do, or how did I contribute to this?
Right.
Because again, it takes two to tango.
True.
So how did I contribute to this? Again, what did I do? What can I fix so that I don't make this same mistake in my next relationship?
Yeah.
And then I need to take time and not rush into another relationship.
Right.
A lot of times, you got some people, they are professionals at being in a relationship.
Yeah, for real.
They jump out of one, and a week later they're in another one.
Yeah.
Then that one fails. A few days later they're already at it again. Versus taking a couple steps back, looking in the mirror, assessing and analyzing what happened. Why did it fail?
Yeah.
Because if you don't address the failure, you're bound to repeat the same mistakes.
That is so true. And another thing I was thinking about while you were talking is, like, fellas especially, I would say even when you get into a relationship and things start to get serious, I would say stay in a dating mindset. And this kind of ties back to like the whole representative thing, because when you're talking to a chick, right, and you meet, you have a conversation, you get her number, it's like that pimp or that hunter spirit in you, that makes you come up with like, you like whatever your type of game is. And I mean, some people don't like that word, but the thing that you do that gets women attention, the thing that makes you stand out when you're conversating with a woman, those skills is kind of like the Freon in your car, right? I mean, it's hot now, so people are checking it, but if you have like a skill is almost like a muscle, right? And when you stop exercising that muscle, it kind of atrophies a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go to the gym and you're in shape and everything is great, but then maybe you take a couple months off and then you try to go back and jump right back into where it was, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I can't lift these weights, this is a little too heavy.
do this 245 now. Oh, I gotta start down at 205 and build myself back up. All right. Yeah.
Look, and I say that because if you look at the woman that you're in, even if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage, have a dating mindset, because that helps keep you sharp just in case you need it. Because man, for the past like month and a half, right? And I mean, I didn't get out of my relationship yesterday, but on and off, I have like these writer's block moments.
Yeah. You said it perfectly. I can relate to that. I can definitely relate to that, bro.
So there's this chick, man, at this Waffle House, man. and like she's cute. She's probably about like 5'5".
Like Alicia Keys video, but she's the waitress.
Yeah.
Hey, just don't tell me she remembers your order every time you go in. All right. Yeah, you're the one that like the hot chocolate with the eggs over easy, and the waffle with pecans. Yeah. I was about to say, but if you tell me she knows your menu, bro, I'm like, yeah, you've already taken her out, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Man, because it's like I ran into her a couple times and then we had like small talk or whatever, but I was never in a situation where I could really like have that conversation with her.
Yeah.
So a couple months go by, I didn't see her no more. And it was like, oh yeah, she moved, she's at a different location.
Okay.
So
Did you ask him like which one?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, what? What are you gonna order? Nah, I'm not ordering. Where did she go again? Yeah. I'm out. Yeah, I know. There's a Waffle House on every corner. She probably didn't move that far. She probably just went 2 Waffle Houses down the road, right?
yeah, because I'm cool with the cook. The cook was like, "Oh yeah, bro, I got you."
Okay.
But it's so funny because I would always like, we were doing the episode and I'd be on my way to do an episode. Like I see her in the street walking, and it was just always like an inconvenient moment.
So you know where she is now?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you been to the new one yet?
I've been there. I haven't caught her yet, but
Hey, man.
man,
Hey,
slipping. I ain't even gonna lie.
man. Queen Latifah might have been Brown Sugar. Tay Diggs. He was a up and coming. He was a producer, and he was producing Most Def.
Oh man.
And the line. So I can't remember who made the line. I don't know if Queen Latifah said it or if Most Def, or they may have both said it. But I think I remember Most Def saying, "Yo, man," because he talking real slow. He's like,
yeah.
"You better go get your woman." Solo, that's what I'm telling you tonight.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And if she's still on your mind like that,
Yeah,
hey man, go shoot your shot, bro.
I am.
Go shoot your Hey, and Solo, look, it's a tie ball game.
Yeah.
It's 1 second on the clock. You at the free throw line.
Got you.
Hey, go shoot the shot, bro.
Yeah,
Go shoot your shot, win the game. Hey, and look, don't cheer. Just walk off the court. Because guess what? That's normal behavior.
There you go.
People do all the extra celebration
Yeah,
because it's out of the ordinary.
right.
Why celebrate? Because this is what I do.
Yeah,
So that's the mindset I need you to have. Man, when you go order that chicken melt,
yeah.
order that chicken melt, man, and some hash browns, man. I need you to tell her, look, you know what? After this order, when you give me my receipt, I need your number on that receipt.
Yeah. I like
calling
that.
you. And give her some of the history. Like,
Yeah.
I've been, when you were at the last location, I know we had small talk, but I think we need to talk further. No more small talk. Here's my information. Look, not here's my IG.
Yeah.
Here, no. Here's my phone number.
Right.
People now are so quick to want to exchange, like, here's your IG.
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't want your IG.
Yeah, for real.
No. I'm trying to talk to you one-on-one.
Right.
Yeah. I
Right.
need the either 404, the 678, the 770.
Okay.
Whatever. I need that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, go get your girl, bro. That might be your next long-term relationship, be your wife, man. Go get her, bro.
You're right. See, I appreciate that, man.
And bring me a pecan waffle back when you go do it.
I got you. I'm gonna bring you two of them.
Hey man, I'll have one day and then one the other. Yeah, okay,
That works.
go get her, bro.
Yeah, man.
Get her, man.
It never so perfect because that's exactly why I brought it up because like opportunities, you never know whether you're ready, whether you're not ready. An opportunity is just gonna pop up and say, "Here I am."
That's why, again, they always say, don't wait to get ready.
Yeah,
You have to always just be ready.
right.
Just be already just be at that point where it's like, look, at the drop of a dime, you already ready to go.
Right.
It's like, hey, it's just like getting ready to travel out the country, and then you tell some friends, hey, y'all, let's go to such and such.
Yeah.
Might be 5 of you. 3 of them like, oh, I gotta get a passport. You gotta get a what?
Yeah.
Why don't you already have a passport?
For real.
You should already be ready to go.
Yeah.
Women, man, look, 99% of women have passports already ready to go.
Facts.
And I would think that the number for men is probably 20%.
Mm.
It's really low.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about black men, but 20, 30% have passports. Oh, I got to get my passport. Oh, I don't even know what I need to do to get my passport. Hey, man, everybody get a passport.
For
If
real.
you don't have one already, it's easy. It is easy. Go get your passport. Also, go and get your TSA pre-check
Man.
Man, that saves
Isn't
me
it
so
so-
much time traveling, bro.
Yes.
I should, and look, that line, and depending on when it is, but most of the time, when everybody wrapped around
Mm-hmm.
that extra long line,
For real.
when you got that TSA, that TSA check,
Man.
pre-check,
Okay.
I go over there, it might be 6 people, but over here it's 200.
There you go.
And then people are looking at you like, hey, how did he get over there?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I think it was $75.
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever it is, you know what? To me, on your first trip after getting it, it has paid for itself.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
look, I don't have to deal with man. You pulling, and usually and typically I travel. I'm a carry on dude,
Oh yeah, me
Right.
too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I don't. For some reason I don't like checking in my baggage.
Yeah.
I don't trust. It's unfortunate. I just don't trust checking in my stuff.
Yeah, for
So
real.
I like to have it on me. I'm like, look, I got my like a laptop bag, and then my carry-on
Yep.
duffel bag. I can travel. I can put everything I need in between those two bags.
There you go.
Women, bruh, they're like they carrying 4 cases of golf club. What the hell is all this? What the hell is all this stuff right here?
Real, man.
And then it's like, what is this?
Man.
Look, one bag might be full of such and such.
Yeah.
Another bag is
Yeah.
full of such. It's almost. I mean, it's organized,
Right.
but it winds up being so much unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And to me, that's why, man. Look, and that's why simple women, to me, are the most appealing. They're not. It's not. There's no complications.
For real.
If you decide on Thursday, hey, tomorrow after work, let's fly down to Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, no problem. And ready to go.
Yeah.
Not. Oh, I gotta get. Oh, it's gonna take me 3 days to get ready. I see when I get back.
Okay.
Yeah. But look, man, you got some women that's like, okay, I'm already on GO.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'll be done packing before you.
Yeah.
Look, duffel bag, let's ride. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, go get that girl, man.
Yo,
Go get her, bud.
I am. Because I had to bring that up because if I would have looked at my last relationship like dating, right? And it's like when you hold on to like that charisma, you know, like your own what works for you as far as like getting women's attention, having the conversation. Cause it's almost like having sometimes this is gonna sound crazy, but sometimes having getting out of a relationship and when you go through the period of, you know, being sad and stuff and you're back on your feet, it's almost like recovering from a like a car accident or something. As far as your, I guess the person that you are to an extent,
I guess the emotional, more so the emotional piece of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and it's so weird. Like I even had to go through a period where I had to get comfortable, like just approaching women in general again.
Gotcha.
Because you know it's like I'm like, dang, am I 15 again? Like I'm walking up to chicks and I can tell I'm nervous, but I'm still trying to have a conversation. And it's like, what in the world?
But you know what, man? And that's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that. That actually, there's some normalcy in that. You know, you should be slightly nervous, right? Of the unknown.
Okay. Yeah. True.
You know, because it's like, hell, is she gonna just straight shoot me down if I approach?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, you know, I hear a lot of guys say, "Oh no, man, I'm too confident. I'm never nervous." But sometimes that nervousness brings the best out of you.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah.
sense.
Oh yeah. I'm following you.
But to touch on something you mentioned a couple times, you have to always have that dating mindset.
Yeah.
To the degree that even once you're in a relationship, you still have to keep dating that person.
Right.
Even if
Right.
when you get married, you should still be dating that individual.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Yeah. Yeah.
And I figured that. So that's why I was like, oh, I got to make sure I touch on that because that's something you should always be doing.
Yeah.
You know, just because you're with someone, the dating shouldn't stop.
Right.
Again, like you said, we have to keep doing those things that we did to obtain that person, to get that person.
Yes.
And not stop doing those things
For real.
I hear a lot of like much older people that married 50 years, 60 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love talking to people like that because that's where a lot of our missing education comes from. Comes from the word of mouth, from people who have lived.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, they've lived life, and they can advise you on some things. And that's been to me the disconnect between our young boys and our young girls. There used to be grandmothers who were old school grandmothers and old school grandfathers
Yeah.
that would literally sit you down and school you on life.
Yes.
Now it's a little different. The grandmothers now are twerking. And don't get me wrong, times have changed.
Yeah.
Times have changed. Because today's grandma is not like yesterday's grandma.
Yeah. That's true.
We always identify old school grandma as the flannel gown wearing grandma in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Making breakfast,
Right.
cooking dinner. Grandma was not there twerking. This grandma now,
Yeah.
this grandma let you know, hey, man, y'all young girls ain't got nothing on me, and
Yeah.
I mean, and that's, and I'm not saying it's a no judgment zone, but the times have changed. And now, grandfathers of the day, the grandfathers are dating the girls young enough to be their granddaughters.
Oh yeah, for
You know what
real.
I'm saying? So instead of being there to educate, man, in terms of life, it's just different now, man. I mean, I remember, man, I would sit down, man, and my grandmother always had a great word of advice, great words of wisdom and advice for me.
Right, right.
And that's what made it a joy to sit. I sit down with my grandmother, man, and we just talk about just life. But I also knew for me, those were times of reset moments.
Yeah, yeah.
When I'm sitting with my grandmother, I don't care what I was stressed out about in life or whatever was going on in my life.
Man.
I forgot about my problems because I'm here in a place of comfort.
Right.
I'm in a safe space.
Yeah.
I can talk to my grandmother about anything under the sun,
Man.
and she wouldn't judge me.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And so I think that, again, that's what we're missing. We're missing the ability for grandchildren to be able to sit with their grandparents and just get wisdom.
Yeah.
These cats now, man, they're out there.
Right.
Both the young girls and the young boys, when I say just out there, man, they're out there like it's just in the wind.
Yeah, for real.
And I don't know, I think about like this younger generation. I don't know why. Every time I think about like this, when I say, this younger generation, I don't know why the song comes to my mind. Remember Petey Pablo?
Yeah, yeah. Take your shirt off and spin like a hell.
I don't know why that song resonates every time I think about this young generation. And when I say this young generation, this
Yeah.
17 to 27 generation.
That's a good point because it's like the T-shirt is like their life.
Yeah, it's like I don't give a damn. I'm just swinging.
For real.
Right.
And I mean, I'm totally with you on that because things do change, and it's so funny because like I remember when I was a kid and I started working. Like I got one of my first jobs. I was at Staples in the copy and print center.
Okay.
And I remember about 8 out of every 10 people who was like, grandma, grandpa age.
Yeah.
They would always come in complaining.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I think back then the color copies was like 50 cents and black and white was 25 or something.
Yeah, that's stuff like $2 now, bro. I had this up there. I went to get some color copies. And look, man, and I remember asking the lady, I think I asked like for the literacy program. That was good. So flyers done. And I literally just needed like 5 or 6 pages.
Yeah.
And I think I just needed 3 copies. I think the lady told me it's gonna be like $30.
God.
I said, hold on. I said, you telling me for like 20 something pages? I said, is that much? I was like, yeah, I'll take that back.
For real. Man,
yeah, I'll take that back.
And I remember like, because I didn't understand what was going on at the time. And I always used to think about, why do they always complain about this? But then as I got older and I started learning how to budget, and then I started realizing how inflation just creeps up and creeps up and creeps up. I realized like now when I look at the prices of certain things, I'm that person. And I think about it and it's like, my God, what do you mean? What do you mean it's this much? Like even with gas, man. And it trips me out because I hear people talk about how like they used to be able to fill their tank up for like less than $10. And now, as much as I would love that,
bro.
man,
$10, $10 would barely get me past the eighth line, bro. I probably it wouldn't get me home. I mean, it's unfortunately,
man.
and another thing too. Cars are not really designed anymore to just burn regular unleaded.
Right.
Regular unleaded, it would go a long way.
True.
But with the systems now, fuel systems,
Mm-hmm.
the way they're designed, you gotta go at least mid.
Yeah.
You know, some cars, man, I don't have a choice. I gotta burn premium.
Yeah, me too.
Man, I hate when I go to the gas station, bro. It's like, man, it's like I'm buying gold.
Okay.
I'm like, damn,
For real.
like, bro.
Man,
One day, man, I filled up, man. I think one day I filled up, man. I think it was like $106.
damn.
I was like, bro,
Yeah.
now I don't buy Jordans, but it's up buying a pair of Jordans, bro. For real, man. Is this crude oil or what? Like, man, this will be gold by Friday.
Yeah, right. That's not too far from me because it's like, dang, man. And then I be looking at the tank and stuff and the gas. I don't know if I just pay attention, but it burns so quick. And I'm
Bruh.
like,
You can
I
almost
didn't
see it. You
even-
can see it going down, man.
man,
And I'm like, damn.
like God.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I need to run into somebody with a gas card. Hey, I got $100. Yeah, I don't sell for 50. I'm like,
I'll take it. Okay.
I'll take it.
For real. Yeah, that inflation is no joke. Cause when I realized like inflation is like kind of like this, but when I was working, my cost of living raises and my wages was kind of like,
Man, it creeps. I mean, it's so slow.
man.
It is. And that's where the imbalance is.
Yes.
That's why the economy is so jacked up,
right.
because we're so far off of our level of equilibrium. I say equilibrium, I mean break even. And maybe because my ears were hurting earlier today, I was talking about my
Oh,
equilibrium. I was with my mom.
I got
But we have to have a point. You know, it's just like on your chart, right?
yeah.
Things are this way, and
Yeah.
and it goes up, this goes down.
Yep.
We have to reach a point, man, where we're closer to being on the same section of the chart.
Right.
Right now, we're so far out because, again, like you just said, inflation is going this way, but your check is still staying this way
Yeah.
as it goes like this
For real.
income. And so that disparity is causing so many problems
Yeah.
with people, man. And I can see if we're talking about only the luxury items
Right. Right.
that are
yeah.
affected, but we're talking about items where you have to have them every day.
Right.
Talking about food,
Yeah.
gas, medicine, all of this stuff, man, is what's being affected. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I know it's coming up soon, I don't know the exact date, but I think the freeze we had, I think is coming on.
Gotcha.
Which means the tariffs will go back into play, and not sure where the economy is going to go because of this.
Yeah.
You know, we already saw what it did to the economy when we're talking about the tariffs and, adding, hitting a couple countries with it. But my understanding is now there's going to be quite a few countries where they're going to unfreeze these tariffs and they're going to be hitting them with these tariffs. And we as a consumers, we're going to wind up paying the price
Exactly. Every
for
time.
these tariffs, man.
Exactly.
So, only time will tell, man, where this takes us, how it affects us, in the worst case scenario. And some of us are already, you think about it, some people already in their worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And they don't need those numbers to tweet anymore because they're already in the worst in the worst situation they could be in already.
Yeah.
And if you do that, man, that's some of the things that causes people to literally go over the edge.
Yeah. For real. All right.
And I hope that we're able as a country figure out the issues we're having.
Yeah.
To resolve the issues we're having. And until those issues are addressed, I don't see things getting better. You hope and pray they do, but then we also have to take our spoonful of reality. And reality tells me it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah. And on the bright side, I think the good thing is with every new problem, if you give people enough time, they come up with solutions. And one thing I noticed is to give the younger generation some points, a lot of them are using technology to find new ways to make money.
Yep.
That they're doing side hustles, social media. I mean, even Uber and Lyft. Like me, one thing about me, no matter where I am, whether I'm up, down, in between, even if I hit the lottery tomorrow, I don't care what you do. If you're getting up every day and you're making an effort to survive and make sure your needs are met, make sure your family, if you got kids, whatever, I don't care if you're the janitor or you're the CEO of the Fortune 500, you get my respect.
Yep.
I like that about the younger generation because every time I see like these layoffs and stuff, it hurts my heart, man, because I've been laid off twice. But it's not to say that working for someone is a bad thing, because there's some people that got 6-figure jobs and they are living comfortable as hell. But with the layoffs and stuff, it just kind of puts things in perspective about getting comfortable and when to and not to get comfortable, and how important
It should never be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
Exactly. And finding, I guess back in the day, I can't really speak on that. I guess like if you have more than one income stream, you were doing pretty good, but now it's kind of becoming a necessity. But I will say that like with them finding different ways to make money, it helps people think and add on and figure out what works for them.
But it gives other people hope.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to
And
say.
again, out of despair can come creativity.
Yes.
When your back's against the wall, first of all, we're some of the most creative individuals in the world.
Absolutely.
So when your back's against the wall, sometimes it forces you to leave that place of comfortability and dive out there and do what's needed to make things happen.
Yes.
So, and then sometimes, that's why sometimes being uncomfortable is the best thing. Because if you don't like to be uncomfortable, what do you try to do about it? You try to fix it
Right.
to get
Yeah.
comfortable again, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, this isn't feeling good to me.
Yes.
So I need to do something to not have to not deal with this level of discomfort.
Yeah.
So what can I do? It forces you to sit down at the drawing boards.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down at the drawing table, start things over.
Yeah.
Draw up a business plan.
Yep.
Hey, what do I figure out? What do I need to do to make this happen? What do I need to do to make this work?
Mm-hmm.
It forces us to be as creative as we possibly can.
Yes.
I remember Bishop Dale Bronner mentioned one day in a sermon, he said, everybody is sitting on something of value.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to all of a sudden he just started running down a list of things. And he said, look, if you get laid off and you know how to bake cakes, your new business, whether it be temporary or permanent, should be baking cakes.
Yeah.
Take your talent and use that talent and survive on that talent.
That's real.
He said, if you got closets full of clothes with tags and stuff still on them, it's time for you to start selling those clothes via consignment, yard sale, or whatever.
Yeah.
But use what you have. We always go outside of our environment trying to figure out how to make things happen.
Man,
When a lot of times we have everything that we need right up under our nose, right in our own, right between those four walls and a roof that we have at home.
okay.
And we can take that and become creative with it and create other streams of income,
Yes.
whether it be a side business, a part-time business, or even a new full-time business for yourself. A lot of times we have it.
Yes.
We have it.
For real.
You
And-
know?
That's a perfect way to put it, because if I remember correctly, that's how KFC got started.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly from what I heard, the colonel had retired. He hit retirement, and then one day he realized, like, I'm still alive, but I'm running out of money. And it put him in that uncomfortable financial situation.
Gotcha.
And that made him, after some trial and error, he figured out like, hey, I might have something on my hands with food. And then sure enough, I think he started in his neighborhood, and he would just use the obviously the kitchen that was in his house.
There you go.
And then the next thing you know, boom, we got KFC. And you said it perfectly, and I just use that as an example because when you get uncomfortable, it's like it triggers that reflex of, oh, wait, I got to get comfortable. It's like being in a boat and you're asleep, and the next thing you know, you wake up and you're almost drowning because there's water everywhere,
Yeah.
and you like, wait, what the hell?
Yeah.
So just like how you trying to look for your next breath of fresh air, when you wind up in an uncomfortable situation, it makes you think and it helps you to find your purpose. Because that's one thing, like for the past couple years that I was focused on real heavy, man, because I've been hearing that word, so I heard that word so often. And then the last time I got laid off, I just started thinking, man, and it's like it forces that creativity
Yeah, man.
in that situation so you can, and you'll never know. And sometimes, unfortunately, and even in action movies, man, like it takes it takes something to shake up your world and throw you
Yeah.
off of your axis. And then when that creativity kicks in, that's when, what's in you has an opportunity to
come out.
There you go.
And that's why
Yeah.
sometimes, excuse me, that's why sometimes a situation like that,
Yeah.
for some people, it can be the best thing that ever happened to you.
For real.
Because you've been thrown out of your comfort zone and now you're in the middle of the ocean
There you go.
and now I got to swim.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes the best thing for some people.
Mm-hmm.
But you have some people that, not everybody is meant to be a business owner,
Right. Of course.
whether it be part-time, half part-time, full-time, whatever.
Yeah.
Some people they don't have that knack.
Right.
But you have some others that they're born to do it. They didn't realize it. And sometimes you have to be put in a position, in a situation where you say, okay, you know what? I got to make something work.
Yeah.
But you can't sit up and watch 3 hours of reality TV every night, but not spend 5 minutes on building you
Man.
or rebuilding you.
Yes.
We can't sit down and watch a 2.5 hour NBA game,
Man.
and not spend time bettering you.
Yes.
So we have to kind of now it's time to pivot. In our lives, many of us, it's time to pivot. It's time to start doing some things that will improve you, increase you.
There you go.
Go out, Google free tutorial on AI.
Yes.
Spend 10 to 15 minutes a day learning about AI.
For real.
Go out there and learn how to budget. Tutorials on budgeting. If you want to learn Excel, if you want to learn some other software, there's a and I use it I use it for Excel. It's called Udemy. Udemy.com.
Right.
I paid, I think at that time, I think I paid $15 for this online tutorial for Excel.
Okay.
And it takes you from beginning all the way to advanced.
Nice.
So they have everything, PowerPoint, whatever you want to learn. Udemy has a class out there, and that Excel was 15. But most of these online classes, they're really cheap.
Yeah.
They're like $30.
Yeah.
$40.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the best $40 you ever spent in your life. If you go out there and take an AI course.
Yes.
It'll show you some things that can change your life forever.
Yeah.
Because AI is not going anywhere.
Man.
So, this is one of those cases where they say, if you can't beat them, join them.
There you go. Yep.
Join the party.
Okay.
AI is here to stay.
Yep.
So get involved. Learn how AI can be one of your best tools. It can help you. It can even help you start your business.
Yes.
It can help you. Tremendously. So get out there, learn, start working on you. Take the remote, turn that TV off.
For real.
Take your phone, move it out of your way. Put that phone down, stop that scrolling. Unless you're scrolling and trying to learn something that is going to make you better.
There you go.
Whether it's something that's going to make you better at your job, whether it's something that's going to make you better as an individual,
Yeah.
something that is going to help you prepare to become a business owner, get out there, start learning this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, the tools are there.
Yeah.
That's the thing too with this. This is why the young generation, this is why they don't really have any loyalty to a job.
Right.
Hey man, they don't say something, man. They might go in a job and the job is paying them $25 an hour.
Yeah.
But then 2 weeks later, somebody offers them $31 an hour. Man, they're gone.
Yeah.
And then the next company offers them 33.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, I know I was only here a week, but here's my 2-week notice.
Man.
They don't care. And also, mind you, things are also looked at differently. We're not in that same time frame where it was frowned upon to leave a job after a year.
That's a good point.
You were a job hopper
Mm-hmm.
at that time.
Yeah.
Now, that's just the business.
Yeah, for real.
And
You're right.
this new generation, they're proving to people that, oh, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's going to look at you any different.
Yep.
Because again, how do they, they value, you look at it, companies, most of the time, they don't give you a notice.
Yeah, they don't.
You're right. When you get laid off, you get fired, they don't give you a notice
Yeah, for real.
most of the time. But on the flip side, as an employee, they expect you to give them a 2-week notice, right?
Exactly.
And I get it. I understand that concept. Trust me, I really, really, really do. And I am that person. I've always done it that way. I would never
Yeah.
just up and leave
Right.
without giving a 2-week notice. To me, that's just the proper protocol for corporate.
Yes. Yeah.
Again, things are changing. People are giving a 3-day notice, 5-day notice. I remember this one guy was telling me, he's like, Marcus is probably 23, 24. He just got out of college. He was like, as an employee, he was like, I gave my last 2 employers a 48-hour notice, and one I gave a 72-hour notice.
Dang.
He was like, you know what? Just like they hired me, they're gonna fill my position in no time anyway. He's like, so what's the difference? He was like, but what I'm not gonna do is sit back and train my replacement. I'm out.
Yeah.
And there's an argument for and against that mindset, right? But again, I guess I'm from old school. So for me, 2-week notice is if you don't give a 2-week notice, you burn a bridge. And so
Yeah.
my thing is, you may think you may not need this company for something, but what if you decide to start your own company,
Yeah.
right? What if this company can wind up being one of your biggest clients?
Man. Okay.
And they remember how you did, your exit was.
Mm.
They were like, oh yeah, he was flipping the mouth with his thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even give us a 2-week notice. And all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I remember him. No, but don't give him the business. So that's why you got to be, to me, that's why you have to be careful, because people think that just because now I'm in a world of entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
I'm no longer in corporate America, but still some of these companies that are out here, these corporate companies, there's still that's some of the business you want.
Yeah. For real.
You want corporate accounts.
Exactly.
And so you have to be careful how you make that exit.
That's so real.
And that just my 2 cents on it.
That's a good point, man. I made some mistakes in my life, like, missed opportunities, missed investments and stuff, but that would hurt. And that's a good point too, because I like that you said everybody's not a business owner, because, for the people out there who's not trying to start a business, maybe you are looking for your next job, just like Udemy, you said. I think I heard that.
Udemy.
Udemy.
Yep.
I think I heard that before, but there's also, I used, I don't know if you heard of Coursera, and it sounds familiar. Like they're probably competitors.
Yeah.
And obviously going back to school is an option, but if you go to those websites, Udemy,
Udemy. I forgot how he even pronounces it.
Websites like that, Coursera, like Steve said, like instead of scrolling through Instagram or looking through Facebook, TikTok, whatever, go to those websites and look at the different online classes you can take for your certifications, because you can get a couple of certifications, especially being in between jobs. You got free time on your hands in between the interviews.
Yep.
And, take those classes and load your resume up.
Yep.
Because,
That's right.
Because a friend of mine works in HR, and he said, like, if they put a job out there like let's say it's like an accountant or like a business analyst or something. He said, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure most, if not all, companies do this, but he said, like, you know how somebody puts a job out there and like within an hour you got like 500 applications. They pull whenever management gives them the green light to fill a position, they pull up the job and then the system pulls up these applications.
Mhm.
But then he said what they do is on the system, they type in keywords.
Yep.
And if your resume doesn't have those
It
keywords,
spits it out.
automatically.
So and what a lot of people fail to realize is that's AI.
Man.
What's Civezo? Look, it's artificial intelligence
Wow.
picking out those keywords,
Mm-hmm.
pulling the resumes with keywords, dumping those that don't.
Yeah.
It just it goes in a trash folder. Bloop.
Mm.
And then it does auto delete.
Man.
So yeah, that's a fact.
And that blew my mind because that's when you brought up, Udemia, that's what made me think about that. Because especially if you think that you want to apply for a certain type of job, or maybe it's like, okay, well, I was in the medical field, but now I want to go to IT, or I was in IT, but I want to maybe do something different. If you take classes that are related to your field, then as long as you can put those keywords on your resume, you won't sit there all day spending like 10, 15 minutes for one application.
Mm-hmm.
You upload your resume, and then you got to go back and manually type your work history.
Yep.
Ain't nobody got time to be doing all of that.
Yeah.
Just for HR to push a button, and then all your work is automatically gone.
Yeah.
And you'll never know. Or maybe like 2 months later, it's like, thank you for applying. And you almost forgot
that you even applied. Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, man, y'all could have just left it at ghosted, man. But yeah, AI is serious, man. It's that, I think that'll be tools to help you, because whatever your situation is, you want to put yourself in a position to where you can stand out and you can transition as fairly quickly as possible. And also, it's good to have a savings too. I know we have luxuries, we have things that we enjoy, we work hard, and when you get your paycheck at the end of the week or every other week, whenever you get paid, you absolutely deserve to spend your hard-earned money how you please.
Yeah.
Part of taking care of, just like how you keep up with your bills, that savings is important too, because you just never know. I look at it like an umbrella, man, because you never know when it's going to rain. So make sure you have a pretty decent umbrella.
Yeah, man.
And it might not even be that. It might be an opportunity might come up, and you may need some money for an investment if you are more entrepreneurial minded, or whatever the case may be, and you might not have time to be like, okay, well, give me a few days. You just never know your situation, man. So having a savings is definitely important, because it's definitely saved me on more than one occasion in different situations.
I had a buddy, man, that he would purposely go and get rolls of quarters to save.
Yeah.
He said, because, and whatever works, he was like, but for me, I was more likely to spend my money when I kept cash.
Right.
He said, but I'm not going anywhere. I ain't going to buy any drinks with 2 rolls of quarter. Right. So he was like, and it worked for him, man. It worked. He was like, yo, man, he said, I would just go get pennies. And at home, he had this huge, it was almost like, it was similar to a safe.
Okay.
He would just fill that thing up, man. And he's like, man, I don't even know how much is in there.
Mm.
And then, and if I'm not mistaken, I want to say, man, and this is because we were in college.
Okay.
And, after some years, man, I remember asking him about that.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you know I still do that? Wow. And he said, and what I'll do every now and then is, he said, I opened up a separate account.
Mm-hmm.
I always take those coins and put that in that account.
Okay.
I know that this money came from me taking cash bills, going to get to the bank to get quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies.
Yeah.
He said, I do that. He said, and when my case gets full,
Mm-hmm.
then I go take it.
What?
And you know what, man? I can imagine.
Man,
He probably has a $500,000, bro.
I wouldn't be
Just
surprised.
sitting,
Yeah.
sitting because of the way his approach to it.
Right.
But again, to each his own. It's whatever method you use, just use a method.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I mean, you just never know. I know some of our listeners can definitely relate, and sometimes these situations it makes you think about that, because I remember the first time I got laid off, I was looking at my savings, and it wasn't no savings. It was like, I'm like, oh my God. I realized from then the importance of saving. And ever since then, luckily, I had my mom's gave me some support or whatever. And I wasn't out of work long. It was only like a couple months. But once I got back on my feet, I said, yeah, no, I had to like totally redefine my relationship with money.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man.
When you wind up in a situation where you're literally up shit's creek without a paddle,
Yeah.
man, you be like, what in the world have I been doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I do, and I have, I enjoyed, I have my luxuries and things that I enjoy, but I always look at my bills, and I look at, my savings first before I even think about it. Because one thing it definitely taught me was like, just because you have $1 doesn't mean that you have $1 to spend.
Right. Right. This cat's flying around. I'm like, all right, bro, you get caught in that fan if you want to, bro. For real. Yeah. Yeah. You be, bro, you'll be ant food, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shoot, Solo, close us out, my brother.
All right, y'all. It's a new day. We're just enjoying our weekend. You see where we are. You see the scenery. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend where you are. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoy every episode that you see. This is definitely not the first of many, but we have many more where this came from. On top of what we already have. So, look us up. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. We're glad to have you. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all. And hopefully you guys take something from this. Every time we do an episode, we want to make sure that we have fun. And, sometimes the conversation is serious. Sometimes we're just kicking it, chilling, living life to the fullest as always. But as long as you guys are getting value from these episodes that we do, then that works for me. I know I did my job at the end of the day. And reach out to us if you want to be a part of the conversation. Gentlemen'sdialogue@gmail.com. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Don't mind the plane.
Hey, that's probably somebody with a passport.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, get that passport. Get that passport. Build your savings. Learn those new skills. Even if you got a job, even if you're in a real good space,
Yep.
just think ahead.
Because tomorrow's not guaranteed. We don't know what can happen tomorrow.
Okay? So at the end of the day, it's all about self-improvement. It's all about living your life to the fullest. Take that trip, wear those clothes, don't let them sit in the closet.
Hey, wear that cologne, that cologne, a perfume that you've been saving for a special occasion.
There you go.
Make every day a special occasion.
There you go.
Spray it, put some on. Hey, man, and just go out and conquer life. Go take it. Grab it by the horn, man, because if you don't, life will live you,
man,
versus you living life.
Okay?
So again, hey, if you guys ever want to come and hang out with us on set, come sit in, join the conversation, come kick it with us, hit us up, gentlemen'sdialogue@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we will arrange it. We'll have it. Eventually what we'd like to do is have just a small event. Again, a handful of people. Come kick it with us. Come eat, drink, and talk with us.
Yeah.
And let's talk about some stuff that makes sense. Let's talk about some stuff that can help other people.
Yeah.
Not just us, but others as well.
Right.
So until the next episode, we love you guys. Thanks for joining us on the Gentlemen's Dialogue.